and some others. So we're going to be doing a lot of stuff in Ashes. So it is 100% underway. It is the vibe. So let's get into this video.
Being a fan of MMORPGs over the past decade has been quite a long road of disappointment. We've had Kickstarter scams, we've watched as monetization has single-handedly ruined otherwise promising games, and we've had multiple exciting projects be cancelled or remain in a state of perpetual development with no hope of ever releasing. Well, unfortunately, the latest disappointment comes in the form of an MMO that many were hoping would reinvigorate the genre, the Riot MMO, a game that everyone was excited for based purely on Riot Games' track record of never releasing.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys heard about this. He's going to talk about it, but yeah, unfortunately, the Riot MMO got delayed by like years. It's not even like a small delay.
An unsuccessful product has basically gone back to the drawing board. We never had any concrete info about what this MMO was actually looking like or saw any footage, yet alongside Ashes of Creation, this was one of the most hyped upcoming MMOs. Thankfully though, Ashes of Creation is still progressing quite nicely, and we've seen some huge improvements to the combat showcased over the past few development livestreams. As usual in this video, I'll break down the past 4 months worth of updates to keep the casuals up to date with Ashes progress, who don't have time to tune into the 2 to 3 hour live streams every month. In case you missed it, Ashes of Creation's Alpha 2 will be playable in Q3 of this year, so there might only be one more of these update videos from me until we have...
And also guys, just to let you know that I do have the Alpha 2. We are going to be streaming that. Like, I am going to be up in the guts of Ashes. By the looks of it, it almost looks like a World of Warcraft meets New World in a way. I'm telling you, it's going to be pretty lit.
Some actual gameplay to
I'm excited
again. But for a special MMO, you're going to want a special PC. A PC capable of handling Ashes of Creation's epic large-scale battles, particle effects everywhere, tons of players on screen, and the latest Unreal Engine 5 graphics whilst running at a smooth frame rate. This is why I've ordered a new gaming PC from today's sponsor, Starforge Systems. Do I really want to be in a situation where I'm dueling another player to impress some hot e-girl on Discord, only to die because of bad frame rate? Fuck no. And with my brand new Voyager 2 Elite, I'll never have to blame my failures on frame rate again. If I die, it's 100% only because I was lagging. Starforge have PCs available for multiple different levels, all
no pogs. Oh, no pogging. Oh shit, my bad.
Texas. At entry level, you've got the Horizon series, which are perfect for the everyday gamer.
Hey, look, we'll let him do his piece, okay?
For the more serious gamers, packed with next-gen components.
Look. Here's the thing. I'm gonna be putting this. Here's the thing. This is me personally. If I'm gonna be putting this on YouTube and I'm like watching his stuff, I feel like it's only fair if I at least I throw in his ad, right? You know what I mean, dude. Also, I love the Lazy Peon. He's an awesome dude. So the least I can do is at least throw his stuff in there.
Their entire identity. You've got the Voyager PCs, which are so powerful you're basically future-proof for many years to come. Perfect for enthusiasts and content creators. Additionally, if you're not looking to upgrade your entire PC yet, Starforge also offer custom cases and plate lights, so you can add a bit more personality to an otherwise bland-looking rig.
Whoa!
Click the link in the description below to check out Starforge's epic lineup of gaming PCs now, and be ready to experience the next generation of gaming without compromising performance. So in my last Ashes update vid, we covered the August, September, October and November updates, which showcased progress to the village nodes, the event system, the caravan system, and artisan skills. Starting out with...
Dude, I am so excited for the caravan system. In case you guys don't know, so whether you're watching this on YouTube or Twitch, in case you guys don't know, like, we were heavily in the PvP scene of New World. Bro, there's gonna be, I'm pretty sure, unless I'm wrong, there's gonna be caravan systems where it's like PvP enabled, where you're gonna have to transport goods to certain areas, and like, you can jump in and like take their caravan, and if you kill them and take their stuff, you can actually like get the goods. You know what I mean? You get the goodies. It's pretty cool. Like, it's a pretty cool system. Yeah, like, this is gonna be awesome. This makes a situation where you can have like bandits. You know what I mean? Like real life, like bandits and shit. Like, that'd be so dope. Like, you know what I mean? Like a situation where you can be like a whole bandit squad, you know?
December's live stream, which takes place in a winter theme.
Now this is a range combat.
The focus here was the updated ranger combat, which has come a long way.
This looked dope.
As you can see, we've got 2 full hotbars.
Now, guys, I want you guys to pay attention to the combat. Pay attention to the combat, guys, because everybody in New World, when I bring up Ashes, they say the tab targeting. Look, man, look. I know it's tab targeting, but if you look at the combat feels different. It doesn't feel so like wowy in the sense of tab targeting, you know?
Of abilities, which shows that class design is well on its way to being ready for Alpha 2. To keep this as concise as possible, I'll start by showing each ability along with its tooltip so you can just see what it does rather than rambling. First up we have Snipe, a solid opener ability. Next to the weapon basic attacks.
Like that's the basic, that's pretty cool. I like the UI of him too, like
Headshot,
it actually looks
which is a ranged
nice.
Execute ability that has cooldown reduction applied to it if the target is marked. Mark of the Bear. Mark of the Raven. Mark of the Tiger. Next we're given an overview of the Hunt abilities, which are basically Ranger self-buffs, starting with Hunt of the Bear, Hunt of the Raven, and Hunt of the Tiger. Scattershot, a ranged AoE cone ability that has optional charge capability for a more highly focused shot.
This is Ashes of Creation. Yes, this is what we are going to be. Yeah. Oh, we're going to be playing this heavily in here soon. I think it should be coming around sometime in August. Now, obviously, we're still going to be in New World,
Strike. But not only does this provide AoE crowd control,
like look at
damage,
that, bro.
But the mobility
look at the airstrike. That thing's lit, dude.
Additionally, it can also be used to traverse gaps and verticality. Easily my favorite ranged ability showcased so far. Next, Thundering Shot. Lightning Reload, which is a self buff that allows you to use select abilities with no cooldown. Bear Trap.
Your classic hunter stuff. That's some big traps.
Call of the Wild. Raining Death. Disengage, another great traversal ability. And finally, you've got the imbued ammo abilities, which come in 3 types. Weighted, barbed, and concussive.
Yes, hey, what's up, Zeno? Yeah, it is tab targeting, but I'm telling you, man, from what I've seen, it's tab targeting, but I swear it feels still a little bit of that kind of like free combat in a way, but yes, it is tab targeting.
Self buffs that imbues your next 10 shots with the various effects displayed on screen. Overall, the reaction to the updated Ranger combat was received very positively by the Ashes community. For me personally, I think the combat looks awesome, guys. The of the 2 mobility abilities, Airstrike and Disengage, as well as the basic attacks that fire much quicker than I expected. I also like that the mark abilities are off the GCD, and I think the visual effects so far look pretty good for this stage of development. Aside from the combat, we also got a look at the Ranger skill tree and weapon skill tree, which further augments how your abilities work. I won't go into details on this as it will likely change with balancing, but this should give you a decent idea of how you can change your abilities to suit your playstyle.
I like the skill tree.
After the ability overview, the livestream concluded with some gameplay of the Ranger in action, as well as the usual art showcase, which I'll flash on screen now.
This is just some of the stuff in the game here.
And that was pretty much it for the December 2023 update. Overall, a great update to end the year. 2024 started off with an absolute banger of a development.
And that was in 2023, guys. Like what we saw was in 2023, and this stuff is still cooking. I'm telling you, obviously I'm believing in New World, but I'm not kidding, guys. The true like cook, I feel Ashes could be amazing. I don't care. I'm full on the hopium. I'm full on it. Oh, now look, guys, this is the Caravan PVP. This is the Caravan PVP.
Showcased Ashes of Creation's Caravan PVP system.
This is what I'm talking about.
Starting out, Steven has his raid group make their way to a viewpoint where they lay in wait, ready to ambush a passing
Look at
caravan
this.
protected.
Bro, imagine. Imagine you're with the homies. You're with the boys. You're all cloaked up. You're ready to go. These guys got the goods, and you want some of that loot. You want some of that good shit. They got that good stuff over there. These guys coming in from like another node, they think they can just travel in these areas. Bro, I'm telling you guys.
By another raid group. The caravan approached, then
Look at
battle
this.
ensues.
Yo, isn't that lit? I mean,
Oh my god. Oh, it's bloodshed.
I'm telling y'all, this is gonna be so much fun, man.
This is our loot. Don't let them get away.
Once the players are slain, the raid then turn their focus towards damaging the caravan, which visibly gets destroyed, catches fire, and the crates of loot
Look at that
carried by
loot.
the caravan are then scattered around the area. A victory icon then pops up on the UI and instructs the raid to pillage their loot.
Pillage.
At this point, you're able to see that the type of contents in the crates is displayed with an icon on top of the crate. Some crates contain commodities, some contain materials. Stephen approaches a green marked crate, presses E, and is able to open the crate to loot stolen commodities. These are basically certificates that can be sold to black market vendors for gold. The second type of lootable crate is material, in this instance rubies. Due to the sheer amount of loot though, this is too much for the raid to carry. Additionally, if you manually loot the crates, you get much less money for turning them in compared to if you deliver them via your own caravan.
Okay, I see. That makes
Stephen
sense.
opens his inventory, clicks on the caravan item, and this begins a countdown for a caravan to be summoned. The length of time you need to wait for this summoning
Oh, that's
depends
cool.
on the distance between you and
That's cool. So you can summon your own caravan as well.
the node your caravan is stored at.
And it'll, like,
the
come to
group
you.
need to wait
That's
around
cool. I
for
actually
summoning
didn't know that.
flag
That's
to defend it
awesome.
from attackers. Eventually,
And then-
the caravan arrives.
So essentially, you can gank people, take their stuff, and then you can be the people who have to summon a caravan to get all the loot back, and then now you're in defensive mode. This is pretty cool. I love this, bro.
Approach the cargo, and there's a button appear on the caravan hotbar called Collect Cargo. Upon clicking this, an AoE circle appears, and you're able to instantly loot the cargo within the radius of the circle into your caravan. The raid then set off, having successfully stolen the cargo from the other raid group into their own caravan, and eventually reach a body of water. Here we're able to see how a ground caravan is able to convert to a raft after going through a few minutes of building. During this process, you're able to
Wait, what? You could put this in the water?
see the details of how the caravan is slowly taken apart and rebuilt into a raft to traverse the water.
What?
Obviously, it's very vulnerable to attack during this process, so the raid will need to be ready to defend it from attackers. Stephen's group repels the attackers, defending the caravan. The caravan successfully converts into a raft, and we're able to see it slide down the ramp and splash as it's deployed into the water.
Wait, guys, what is this guy doing in the water? What do you call this? What exactly did this guy just do? What did this guy just do? Did he just swim? Did he? Wait, we're gonna have to rewind this and double check. Make sure I'm seeing this correctly.
Converts into a raft, and we're able to see it slide down the ramp and splash as it's deployed.
There it is. There it is.
The water.
He's swimming. What the? You can do that in MMOs?
Really nice attention to detail. The raid group swim over to the raft, jump on, and we see this really cool scene of the boys out on the water.
Guys, the realism's out of control here. What is going on?
Really moving around the raft, wind in the sails, waves generated from the movement of the boat. It all looked super cool. Whilst on the water, it's explained that the game will have a current system with the water similar to Arcade, where your speed will increase if you sail with the current.
Dude, imagine you're on a raft with the homies after getting some loot.
And slow down whilst against it. If you do nothing, the current will slowly move you along on its own. Current strength will be different depending on the river and the location. After a bit of sailing around, the raid run into an ambush whilst at sea, but turn around to safety, eventually finding a good location to disembark the raft and convert it back to a land caravan.
This is
in doing
so cool,
the entire
bro.
conversion process is repeated, but in reverse.
And here's
with the raft.
And I'm sorry to interrupt so much, guys, but here's the thing. Guess what? This is just one facet of the PvP in this game. Just one. There's more PvP things in this game. This is just one of them. Like, imagine, guys, I swear I'm going PvP only, and I swear, guys, we are gonna cook.
This time being deconstructed and needing to once again be defended. With the land caravan rebuilt, the group make their way to the node where they're attacked one final time. They successfully defend the caravan, then arrive at the node where the goods are able to be unpacked. To do this, talk to a caravan master, click caravan storage where all of your goods will be displayed, then you're able to right click on the goods. I will say,
and I gotta give criticism where criticism's due, right? This was back in January, Mana Festival. I will give criticism where criticism's due. I can tell some of the UI definitely needs some work. I do hope that I do hope that they work on some of the UI. Some of this stuff looks like it could be all the way back on like early PlayStation days, you know what I mean?
Let's go!
Hey, Congo, thanks for the follow. Much love, man. Yeah, like, you know, they're still working on a good chunk of this stuff. UI can be easily replaced. Like, if you take a look at this horse, I don't know how much you guys can see, but this horse and caravan and like these boxes, they look a little dated. But
unpack them in
New World with ships would be awesome. I mean, we're friggin' pirates. You would assume that we would have a way to have a ship or something. Instead, we got to own Restless Shores, and nobody wants to do that.
To the node cargo storage, which will take a certain period of time during which the materials being unpacked will be temporarily locked. Next, we head over to the commodities vendor and sell those crates directly to the NPC, and finally we head over to a shady back alley room where we're able to sell the stolen commodities that were manually looted to a black market vendor. The black market is, however, only available should a node choose to unlock it via the node marketplace skill tree progression path.
Now, did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear that? I want you guys to listen to this really fast.
Manually looted to a black market vendor. The black market is, however, only available should a node choose to unlock it via the node marketplace skill tree progression.
There you go. You guys hear that? The node can only, so you only get the black market if the node chooses to unlock it. And I want to explain this to you guys if you guys are curious. So there's going to be nodes, and nodes are essentially territories. If you're from New World, think of territories, right? These nodes are going to be customized. If you own this node, you make the choices on what is happening in these nodes. So if you want to make that black market, you have to get it, right? You have to make that choice if you own the node, and the nodes you have battles for and stuff like that. I'm telling you, like, this is gonna be sick. This is gonna be sick. I'm excited for it, man.
Very brief art update to end the January live stream, and overall it was an update that was
the thing is, the problem with New World right now is there's not a lot of you know, when you own a territory, it feels like you can have so much better customization, right? There's so much things that you could do if you owned a territory in New World, right? Like there's really not much. But in this game, apparently, again, you know, we'll see how it goes, but apparently there's going to be a lot of customizations when you own these nodes. So it's a lot of incentivization to actually own these things. So
pretty well, although there was a lot of concerns from the community regarding there seemingly not being a whole lot of risk to attacking caravans on the side of the attackers, which sparked quite a bit of debate. We don't have time to get into this in this video, but overall another great showcase where I was particularly impressed with the attention to detail when it came to the animation of converting the caravan to a raft. February's development livestream was an interesting one as it was focused around commissions and gave us a good idea of what day-to-day solo-oriented gameplay would look like in Ashes of Creation. Starting out, Steven's piloting a mage and heads over to the node commission board.
So this is like your town board, guys. This is like a town board.
New World's town board missions, except with the addition of varying rarity levels for missions, and that's pretty much what they are. Solo content that funnels players into other content and contribute to the progress of story arcs, taking you to areas where events are triggered, and also pick up side quests along the way. We take two commissions with objectives relatively close to each other, and along the way are beckoned over by a minotaur, which after some dialogue offers us a side quest to talk to his brother. Find the brother, who then gives us another side quest to kill other Minotaur, and after killing a few, an event is spawned where the Minotaur leader is summoned, which also results in a change of the weather to a storm. The storm features weather hazards in the form of lightning bolts, which damage mobs and, as we find out later, can basically one-shot you. Something I found a bit off during this gameplay was
Yo,
how
bro
the
just got deleted.
rain changes direction based on your movement of the camera. It just didn't look good at times. The next 20
That's fair.
minutes is basically...
You know, I appreciate Peon here for kind of being, you know, fair with it, where he's saying that, you know, hey, you know, sometimes animations, not everything is just like golden. You know, you have to be critical too, right? Like, especially if we are going to be some of the people that are going to be jumping into this game early on and such, we want to make sure that we give it constructive criticism as well. Dawn, yeah, I normally figure that out in the morning, so...
basically just doing various
I
types
got
of
you,
quests in the
Valeris.
form of commissions, side quests, and events. Personally, I found this live stream quite hard to watch, as Steven's piloting of the mage didn't make the class look very appealing to play.
Lower,
After
thanks for the
completing
follow.
some objectives and arriving at a viewpoint, the gameplay section of this live stream ends with the node leveling up, and the beginning of a new story arc which brings with it changes to the area. As usual, a quick look at the art update.
Yeah, I just want to say real fast, I know he said that the mage didn't look that like impressive in his opinion. I can agree, it looks a little static. I think one thing about the mage class, it doesn't look as fluid as you would want a mage. You know, whenever I think of a mage, I think of being able to cast abilities quickly, being able to move around, you know, things like that. You don't want to make it feel like, you don't, whenever you're saying something is static, it's almost like when you cast something, you're stuck in position. You want to be fluid. You want to feel like you're moving around, and I can say definitely from watching it myself, it does feel a little like stationary, you know. Yeah, I'm excited to see the fighter though, because I'm gonna play fighter. Let me just say this, guys. Willie's playing fighter in this game, by the way. I'm gonna be playing fighter.
That was pretty much it for February's development.
I'm gonna be
live
getting in the
stream.
mix, guys.
Overall, I thought this one was kind of mid. I thought the environmental hazards on display were cool, but seeing that mage
cool.
gameplay with the clicking and backpedaling was really hard to watch. The community reception to this one was quite positive though, with many comments saying things like, it's starting to look like a somewhat finished game. Q1 2024 ended with
now guys, I'm excited for this. Look, I'm excited for this. I haven't seen I've seen all these other videos. I haven't seen this one. This one came out not too long ago. I just haven't gotten around to it. And this is about the fighter, and this is 100% more than likely the class that I'm going to be playing. So I am extremely stoked
an absolute
to
banger
catch
of a
this.
development live stream, this time showing off the updated combat to the fighter class. Similar to what we did with the ranger, I'll just show off each individual ability with the tooltip info on screen to keep things concise. Starting out, we're actually seeing the male orc race in game.
Oh, that's so cool.
Time.
I actually really like that.
A quick look at the skill tree, a short explanation.
Also, I said it earlier, but I love this skill tree. It reminds me of early World of Warcraft in a way. Obviously, you know, different, but I love skill trees like this. Not too confusing. It looks, you know, doable.
Momentum system, which is essentially rage, if you're familiar with the warrior from World of Warcraft, with some abilities generating momentum and others spending it. Starting off with the first ability, Blitz, which is basically your standard warrior charge ability. Except
that's
this one
sick,
seems
bro!
extremely
What?
strong in that you can jump.
You can get in the air and stuff.
High ground. Next, Brutal Cleave, which is an AoE cleave ability and momentum builder, which shares a cooldown with Overpower. Overpower is basically the single target counterpart to Cleave. Maim, which is probably my favourite warrior ability, which can be augmented via the skill tree to either be a frontal cone or range shockwave attack.
What? That is so dope.
Battle Cry.
Dude, yeah.
Whirlwind.
Oh, dude. Now look. Now I want to address this because
Cataclysm, another super impactful big damage.
oh
AoE.
my god, yo, this looks lit. Now I'm not gonna lie, I can see it now. People are gonna be like, oh, this looks like World of Warcraft. Or copying World of Warcraft abilities. To be honest, and look, this may be an off-base take. I personally think that screw it. I feel like New World faltered by not copying other MMOs. I'm serious. I feel like New World's problem was the fact that they weren't willing to kind of copy some other MMO functions. If you can do it, if you like, everything's a copy of everything. It's about how you manage it. If you can make it good, then make it good. Right? Like, who cares?
Rupture. This one reminds me of Bloodseeker's ult from Dota 2. Crippling blow, basically hamstring.
No, I'm not saying New World's combat is is like worse or anything. No, I'm not saying they had to copy like WoW's combat. I'm just saying in general, like other things, like, because one thing about New World was it feels like they were just like scared to copy some other systems that other MMOs had, at least in my opinion. I feel like if they were to just take a look at WoW and how they did things and just implement some things like that, I feel like it could have changed the game.
Lethal Blow, your executability. Something interesting with this, however, is that you can spec it so that 50% of your overkill damage is returned to you as health and mana.
Dang!
Blood Fusion, an off GCD leech buff.
Oh my god, yo, these abilities look OP as hell.
Assault. Leap Strike, basically heroic leap on steroids. This can also be
Dude, these
used
abilities
to
look so
verticality and
strong.
gaps.
Is
Next,
Fighter
we've
gonna be
got
busted?
3 different forms, which are basically stances. Form of Ferocity, Form of Celerity, and Form of Fluidity. Next, we've got Exert, which basically combines the effects of each of your forms into a big spender, where for 5 seconds or so you'll be unstoppable. This also acts as a CC break. Up next, we got to look at the weapon skill tree and Greatsword basic.
Once again, Ashes of Creation's melee combat is a lot closer to New World than WoW. The range combat's pretty tab target, I see. Yeah, I can tell just by the fighter and the way the abilities work, and I can totally see that. Exactly, Bonesy. Yeah, dude, I feel like fighter might be OP as hell. Like if I look at the mage combat and I look at the fighter combat, bro, the fighter combat looks insane, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm going fighter regardless. So hey, you guys can clip it and ship it. Hold me accountable. You guys see it here. I plan on going fighter before it's OP.
Attack combos, and it's worth remembering that each class in Ashes will be able to use any weapon. You could play as a great sword wielding mage, for example. It basically just changes your weapon basic attack, and each weapon has its own skill tree. With the ability showcase out of the way, a group was formed and they demonstrated how the warrior looks in group play. During this section, I noticed that you seem to loot mobs individually in Ashes, which looks a bit clunky. Personally, I think it would be much better if they just added the AoE loot option along with auto loot, exactly how it works in World of Warcraft. If it's not broken, don't fix it. During this section,
there it is.
we also got to
look. Peon just said it. He said it. They added the auto loot option just like in World of Warcraft. If it's not broken, don't fix it. That's literally what I just said.
Look at some destructible environments. And eventually they kill a boss, complete some objectives, and that was pretty much it for the gameplay section of this live stream. Overall, I really like the direction they're going with the fighter class, and it's looking like a strong contender.
This is very much like New World Combat, by the way. Absolutely.
The only real critique I have is that some of the abilities look like they're skipping frames, so perhaps some improvements to the animations, but other than that, the combat showcased here actually looked really good. Here's the usual art update.
Oh, that's cool. Some art. Fancy.
And at the end of the live stream, it was mentioned that Intrepid Studios is currently going through a bit of a hiring process. So if you're someone that works in the gaming industry, then check out their website for open positions, so you can help bring about this MMO's release before the end of the decade. To summarise my thoughts on all of these updates, it's a night and day difference with how Ashes is looking now compared to Alpha 1. The game is starting to look very playable now, and I'm even starting to think that the combat is looking decent. With a bit more polish,
Willow, thanks
this
for the
could have the
resub.
potential to be one of the best hybrid combat systems in the genre. Things I don't like that could be improved. The looting looks clunky, animations...
Oh, yeah, you're right, Apox. Never mind. Yeah, never mind. He said that they should add the auto loot. Yeah, you're right.
To be smoother, and the lighting as a whole could be improved, as in some places it makes the visuals look kinda rough. For example, the scene at the end of the Commission's live stream from the viewpoint. I can't believe it's been almost 3 years since I last played Ashes of Creation in Alpha 1. 7 years since I first covered this project. Ashes of Creation is truly my last hope for the MMO genre. I suppose Pax Day looks decent, but everything else looks either mid, or is guaranteed to be pay to win due to Korean developers. Let's just hope nothing unexpected happens that would cause this game to not make it to completion. But that's it for this video. As always,
Hey guys, make sure you guys check out Lazy Peon. He's awesome. Check it out. But yeah, I'm gonna give my just final take. I honestly, I'm extremely excited. I will say, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit that like and sub. Support your boy over there too. And if you're watching it on Twitch, hit that follow and consider subbing as well. Yeah, it's I'm really excited, guys. And honestly, just to be honest, you guys should expect me to be playing this pretty heavily when Ashes comes out. So like, if you guys need a place to go for Ashes stuff, I plan on doing a lot with it. I'm gonna be you know, kind of talking about more videos on the stream about Ashes, things like that. And it only makes sense, right? Let's be honest, New World's at a low, and